Around 3200 BC, the settlement of Uruk became a massive administrative nightmare. It packed 40,000 people into an incredibly dense urban center made of mud brick, making it the largest city the world had ever seen. Sumerian legends attribute the city's success to King Enmerkar, who found himself locked in a tense political standoff with a rival ruler, the Lord of Harada. The king sent a messenger over the mountains with a complicated threat, but the messenger's mouth was heavy. He couldn't memorize the entire message. In the story, Enmerkar grabbed a lump of clay and pressed his words into it, supposedly inventing writing on the spot to save his political agenda. Excavations tell a story grounded in logistics rather than legends. The oldest clay tablets are strictly accounting tools. The density of Uruk pushed human cognition past its natural limits. Tracking the grain rations, the daily beer allocations, and the labor schedules for 40,000 people generates more data than the biological memory of a single administrator can hold. These records were a way to outsource memory, an administrative survival tool designed to manage the flow of resources and prevent the city's bureaucracy from collapsing. The earliest phase of this technology relied on simple geometric clay tokens. Each shape represented a physical object, like a single sheep or a specific measure of grain. Loose tokens are easily stolen or lost during transport. To secure them, accountants began sealing the tokens inside hollow clay spheres, known as bullae, creating a tamper-proof record of a transaction. The problem was that checking the balance required breaking the sphere. Accountants realized that pressing tokens into the wet clay exterior before sealing the envelope meant they could verify the contents from the outside. This sequence of artifacts shows that transition. You have the loose tokens on the left, the spherical bullae in the center, and on the right, the flat proto-cuneiform tablet. Scribes realized the impressions on the exterior were the only information that mattered, allowing them to discard the 3D envelope and press numbers and pictograms directly into flat slabs of clay. This early writing functioned as a memory hardware upgrade. It wasn't designed to mirror spoken language, but to precisely track state property. Recording current stock was only one part of the challenge. Administrators also had to project food rations months into the future. Doing that using the natural lunar cycle, which varies in length, made long-term math nearly impossible. The scribes of Uruk solved this by inventing an artificial calendar. They divided the year into 12 identical 30-day months, creating a rigid 360-day grid that made future planning mathematically predictable. Tablet MSVO 466 acts as a training manual, revealing exactly how scribes calculated within their new grids. The bottom calculations use standardized ratios to equate raw barley with finished goods, calculating the exact grain needed to produce thousands of units of bread or beer. Inside these accounting grids, the concept of abstract value was born. This allowed the state to equate time, materials, and goods as interchangeable units in a ledger. Once the state could track grain and beer with mathematical precision, it applied the same logic to its most important asset, the workforce. These tablets, W239991 and W202742, document groups of captured slaves. The scribes didn't use a specialized system for people. They categorized them by age and gender using the same grid structures they used for livestock. Looking closely at the human pictograms, we see an impressed semicircle, known as N8, used to tally the individuals. On these tablets recording animals, the N8 semicircle reappears. It was the standard administrative sign used to count litters of young livestock. Writing allowed the state to reduce human beings to quantifiable assets. By categorizing labor with the same signs used for grain and cattle, Uruk scribes established a system of tracking people that remains the basis of modern bureaucratic management.